Hi, this is Victoria Vives Kwon from Earth Sky People Radio and Earth Sky People TV. And this is the second time that I'm connecting with New Earth Nation. This time I'm connecting with Misha from New Earth Music and Gina from New Earth Theater. Hi, welcome.
Welcome, guys. Welcome. Thank you so much for having us, Victoria.
Exactly. Thank you for having us here.
I'm so excited because, well, you know a little bit about me, and I have an extensive background in entertainment. And one of the things that really was a little frustrating for me was that the music and the films were not very transcendental, not very focused on consciousness. And I see that what you are doing is completely different. So I would like for you to share about what is the vision for New Earth Music, for example. Let's start with New Earth Music.
New Earth Music is a planetary movement to reinitiate vibration to its fullest, foremost glory, as it was many years back. So we like to keep it simple, not to make it too complicated, because vibration is a very simple aspect. We feel like it has been misused, and it has been misused in the present system. So the vision started coming together along with New Earth Nation, actually, with the movement. So when I think music is a huge part of the culture, huge part of developing a new avenue, especially a movement. So we wanted to bring forth a genre-free music industry, more than an industry, music used as a vibration tool for your evolvement, your ascension, basically. We feel like vibration has been misused in these terms, and we are running on a different scale right now. We need to put ourselves back in track, and most of it is coming back on track. And that's why this movement is happening, because there are people who understand these truths, like you guys, Gina and Victoria, both you guys, why we can do this, because it's a collective movement. So the vision stretched out to bringing about vibrations, values. Sometimes people refer to our movement as a label, which is not. This stretches far more than a label. The label aspect, if you consider it, selling music or managing music, is maybe 0.1% of basically what our vision is all about. So there's a lot of other things. So initially to come out in a commercial world, so that's what we're doing. So the vision is to basically reinitiate vibration and vibrational values, and to bring about these healing frequencies, not just healing frequencies, but to use them properly in balance. So, and also bring about a lot of innovative projects that's aligned with not just media, multimedia, but metatainment. That's what we're going to call it. The next level of entertainment is metatainment. So we will discuss these avenues. So this is what New Earth Music is, simply in plain English mode, is going to be, and that's going to bring about people. So it's a free movement, and it's for everybody.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing, Misha. And Gina, would you share about your vision for New Earth Theater?
Yes. Actually, I came into all this I met Misha through another friend of his, through a man by the name of Jihan, because one of my songs is also on the compilation that's being released. And that's how I met them. And so in the process of, I got involved because I believed in what they were doing with the music, and I believe in New Earth Nation. And so JJ, who is not here today, but he's Misha's right-hand man, so to speak. He happened to find
director.
What's that?
Our assistant director.
Yes, his assistant director. And JJ happened to find my one-woman show, A Cabaret of Consciousness. And then they got together and asked me if I would like to, share my vision of what theater would be. And through all that, I ended up saying, okay, I'll take this on.
Oh, wow.
So, as I have worked with all of them and very impressed with the visions and the people and everything that are involved, I kind of have evolved my vision of what the theater would be, because my main goal is to, you've said you've been in theater and film and music and all this kind of stuff. And same thing, we need some new stories.
Exactly.
So what I would like to do with the theater is present stories of consciousness and environment and how we can create the new and show people through entertainment. It's almost like partially experiential, partially educational. I came up with a word with it earlier, and I should have written it down, and I didn't. And so the other thing I want to incorporate, because New Earth music is so involved with the vibrations of the sound, and the music is so important, and it's hard for me to say which comes first for me, the music or the theater, because I'm a singer predominantly and a performer.
And I heard you singing, and you have an amazing voice.
Oh, thank you, thank you. And I just recently, this last week, feel like that every production New Earth Theater does needs music in it. It may not be a musical, but we need music in as background, as opening or closing. Everything needs to have vibration in it, even though our voices carry vibration in the way we speak. And how we present ourselves. I think that's one of the threads that I want to carry through with it. So it's also about offering a platform for not only the performers, but the audience also to express themselves and evolve. So we have a way to grow as people. And, you know, I've been thinking a lot about this the last week, because it really is very, very new. So it's still in process. So a lot of these are ideas. I think classes are going to be very important. I know I want to add to my one-woman show how to express yourself through theater. And it could be, you don't have to be a performer. You can be somebody just that needs to get some stuff out of them. So I'm playing with it right now, but I'm very inspired by, there's so many new stories coming out of New Earth Nation that are so just kind of cool, that I think would make great stage plays or musicals, you know, things like that. So that's where I'm at the moment with it. And I've got other, you know, ways I see it structured, but for now we can go back to Misha.
Well, thank you for sharing. That really sums it up. And Misha, you have a launch of the radio show and the compilation album, and actually this video will be showing exactly the day of the launch. So if you can share about that, so that all people watching and listening can go check it out right away.
Okay. Actually, the compilation has been cooking for nearly a year right now. There have been a lot of submissions that came in initially when I conceptualized New Earth music. Initially, there were only 3 to 4 members. That is from Spirited, from my label and my project. So we got together and we started expanding, and now we have team members close to 25 to 30 team members who's directly giving input constantly and being involved. So it's been a very hard ride. So that's why I have to tell this story before I come into the compilation, because this is, like I told you, it's a people's compilation. So a lot of tracks has been in the sense filtered. When I use the code filtered, I mean basically looked up to standards, because we got so much of music and it was not properly recorded. Some were just made out of small video cameras and not in the sense of industry we could release formats. So just homemade videos and stuff like that also. But amazingly good tracks also. But that's something what we are encouraging in the upcoming releases, to come forth with innovative releases actually. But putting that aside, so we received a lot of beautiful tracks, and we said this one earth, one vibration is kind of like one of our New Earth music definitions, and that's where we stand. So we thought of making it a compilation series, and we cannot select all the artists, and there's going to be a lot of artists when they listen to the first compilation who wants to have their track in, and who sees that. So we had kind of like this as the main topic, just to summarize. because to have the vibration is really important. Made out of healing frequencies or not, a person's thought and minds put into something positive has a positive outcome. When everybody here, I think all of us agree to that. So, taking that as a definition, we use this concept, one earth vibration, and used whoever submitted music and corresponded with them. We actually uh, have selected about 100 tracks, and out of that, we initially brought it down to 50, and then out of those 50, we brought it down to this 20 tracks. That's been filtered after members joining in and a lot of other members listening to these tracks and taking a decision. Not these are not selections. We're not judging. When you say compilation, most people might think, oh, it's just they're saying they're not a label. And I'm sorry, I have to be very honest when I talk about the compilation. So I'm going to take a little bit time to explain this. So we have to be very honest to our vision. So the compilation is merely a collaboration with all artists in one together. So that's where we come together. Sometimes it's not an older term, the collaboration. So the collaboration is a newer term actually. So we're actually bringing this together in a compilation term, so for that people could actually see where people are coming from. And this is a genre, there's no particular genre you can point it into, like saying classical, this, that, or anything. So this has a wide variety, and there's no language restrictions or anything. And we have tracks from all around the world. And there's so much to follow after this compilation as well. So this was actually, we actually gave preferences to the calls that were answered initially. There had been even entries coming in, even at the time I was coming into play with New Earth Nation when I was introduced to Sasha. So there had been a lot of other people who's involved, who's musicians also, professional musicians who was conceptualizing this and working with New Earth Nation. So their music also we took into consideration because they were part of it and they were making, actually providing their music on copyleft terms for New Earth Nation. So
Wow.
yeah, so
Awesome.
now this compilation is coming out, and that is what it's coming out on the 11th, and you'll be able to. It's not just coming out alone; it's coming out with our web portal, our initial landing page for newearthmusic.co, which is active by now actually, and you can go and visit this link, and you will see how far of a process that and thought process has gone into conceptualizing this. It's not just merely putting out a website and say, hey, we are present there. It's all about putting out a website that people can use and saying, hey, we are here for you guys. So that is what this team did all this time, and it took a lot of effort from all of these members together working as one, putting aside designations, putting aside everything, and this was a huge project. So this is coming out 11th today, and so yeah, that is the initial story behind the compilation.
You know, I love what you said about we are here for you, because what I feel is that the structure is what we need. Like, I have my own music and it's great, you know, I can share it with my people, but really having a structure that is working globally for many people that wants to have a transformation and that entrainment into a different vibration, that is essential. I feel that, for example, some of the things that happen in our society is that maybe there is a doctor that wants to help people, not all of them, but let's say that there is one that wants to help people. But once it gets into the system and the structure, you know, is not going to be conducive to help people. So now, for musicians, I put myself in that place. And, you know, I used to make music thinking of the industry and what people is going to want in the labels, you know. But in that way, it was so frustrating until I said, okay, that's it. I'm going to just create what my heart is wanting to create. And if it is just to listen it myself, it's okay, you know. But
Yeah.
now that you're offering something that really can transform and we can really get united and do something to at least balance the energies in the world, I think that is really amazing. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yes, and what will it take, Gina, to create New Earth Theater? Is this something that is basically about this show for you, that you are offering, or it's going to
Well,
be something that, like it's going to expand and really start transforming that industry as well?
yes. I've been contemplating this for the last several weeks because this is all fairly, in the last month or so, I think, as we
Wow.
really I started heading in this direction with it. And one of the things, it's going to take a team because what I've watched with Misha is, that it took about a year for them to develop
Right.
the right people to come in. Because what I have learned with myself is I've got ideas. I'm a very creative person. I've written a lot of shows. I've written a lot of music. And I'm more like the creative director, maybe overall director, because I'm pretty good at organizing people.
Good.
But we really need, business people. We need marketing people to join us to get a good team going. So I have the big picture, which is probably having a location, possibly in one of the New Earth Nation, communities where we can create. And then these shows would go out like ambassadors to the rest of the world.
Wow.
And in the meantime, until I can get it to bringing writers, I mean, this is going to take writers and directors and dancers and singers and musicians, and we'll be co-creating the music part of it with New Earth Music. So
Nice.
it's a big project. And in the meantime, what I'm doing is putting my own show out there as an ambassador, and probably the first of the year. It's called A Cabaret of Consciousness, and it stars Mama Earth, and she basically, this is her very own musical, and she sets out to give humanity hope and show a new vision for the people and the planet. And the whole show engages the audience in this participation, and it's done with stories and music and songs and humor, and we even eat chocolate.
Chocolate?
And so part
You
of
said
the
eating
marketing.
chocolate, you said?
What's that?
You said something about eating chocolate?
Yes, we eat chocolate in the show. And it's been quite an experience because the show continually evolves depending on what's going on in the world. It's been an amazing experience for me to really learn to walk my talk that the show is all about. And so the first of the year, and I haven't even talked to Misha about this yet, but I'll throw it out there. My neighbor came up to me and she was asking me what I was doing. And I told her about the show, and she says, what you should do is get people to go online, and because at the end of the show, Mama Earth says it's time to take action now, using all these principles that I've taught you. And she says, what I need to do is engage people on Facebook and have them post what action did the show inspire you to take. So I started thinking about this, and then my husband and I were talking about it, and what I came up with is Mama Earth's million action steps for a new world. And so the goal would be is to create people getting like about 1 million action steps in the year of 2015 or whatever. I haven't decided yet. So that's part of the piece of engaging and being in these shows, being ambassadors. And I'm hoping that some other people will come along with one person or two people's shows that we can use in the meantime till the bigger stuff gets moving. So if anybody's got a show that's one or two people and is willing to join me in experimenting, and has a topic that is, they can go on to New Earth Theater on Facebook, and it shows our mission state and everything. If they feel like they're in resonance to it, get a hold of me, and we'll see what happens.
Wow, awesome. That sounds good, to start really. I like the idea of really having people engaged so that it's not just, okay, sit here and look at me, but instead really let's interact and let's get the conversation going. So I like that idea for sure.
Well, and I think that's what's important because, I even at one point with the show, I'd have like time after the show, it would be community conversation over the topics. Because we just, in the show, it's about, engaging more peace in our lives and kindness and respect and conscious use of words and engaging the audience and really thinking about this, of how this can affect our world. And so, to me, theater in general needs to move in this direction where I'm even feeling that, you know, as we build our shows, where the audience is even part of it, and even bringing in sound healing technology into the actual theaters, the buildings themselves, so that
Exactly.
people are getting a whole feeling experience with, you know, music, play, you know, whatever is brought forth, and that it's almost like a healing happens. Because I know people have said
Absolutely.
that to me about my show, that once they have come to the show, they feel like they've had a healing. They just feel like, you know. So I think participation and engagement is really important.
Indeed. And you know, also the idea of becoming more aware of how sound is going to affect people, because we are being affected by sound every single day. Like I live in Los Angeles, and the sirens of the uh, police, or the honking, the airplanes, helicopters, all of that. Some people don't even realize because we are used to it. But if we can change that into really peaceful sounds and music that brings not only the entrainment of um, the emotions that the musicians are putting into that music, the lyrics, all of that, so that is really precious.
And I
I
think the
imagine.
words, yeah, we talk about the vibration of the music, but as a, you know, I'm a lyricist and a playwright too, and I know how important it is of the actual words that we put into something, because they
Exactly.
hold their own vibration, and we create that way. We create things with our words. So it's all how we present. I think how we present entertainment in general is
Mhm.
really important, because, you know, we've talked about music and theater, but there's film and there's multimedia and there's comedy and there's so many other different arenas. In fact, we've talked about having a New Earth variety show as part of the theater section. So we get enough people engaged, because it's like, you know, it's going to take a village type of thing.
It does. I love it. I love the idea of seeing people all around the world coming together.
Yeah.
So, Misha, for people that wants to become part of this, they still can send music, right?
Yes, of course. Music is always welcome. They can always write into our mail address that I will send to you soon. So they can write to anytime they can write to me if they want to. That's misha@humanitarian.org. So
Okay.
I'm also available on Facebook and all social media, and especially on our New Earth Music portal at My City Connected, which is going to be activated as soon as the launch happens. So yeah, so please contact me, and once you go to our website on that particular after the launch, and when it's launched, I mean now, sorry. So you see it now, you will find places to collaborate, you will find places to submit, you will find places to submit your music, and not only that, you will find all the members who are working towards this as one. So you can reach out to these members in terms of getting involved in any of these sections, like Gina mentioned, like in theater, New Earth Music, even New Earth Nation, or any of the other faculties, our sound design faculty, the innovations team, New Earth Music. So yeah, there are so many aspects. So all this will be opened up on the website. So please come in and check out the family website. It's our family, and it's our vibrational family. So this is something we can put a lot of energy into, and especially the portal is something that is going to be very interesting. Once you build this portal in My City Connected, you'll be directly with New Earth Music, and if you're a musician, you'll have so many benefits there, and yeah, so much to discuss. Yeah, so that is one way of getting in touch with us.
Amazing, you know, and seriously, it brings tears to my eyes what you're saying. So this place is a place that also people can connect to collaborate maybe and create things
Yeah,
together. Like for
example.
example, sorry, for example, I'm very creative, like Gina was saying, but sometimes, you know, I cannot do everything on my own. But if I
Yeah.
could find people, maybe a musician or a video editor, of people that has a similar idea of consciousness, that would help a lot. So you're saying that this portal would be also helping people getting together, is that right?
Yes, exactly. I mean, that is what's happening right now, even with using other social media networks. What we're doing right now is I have to talk about My City Connected at this point, because Alessandro and My City Connected is a huge involvement with me with music in the aspect of his invested a lot of time and money to bring this to the general public, to New Earth Music, and also to the world. As my city is also a social media that removes all shackles and let people be connected without any restrictions for any money for that sake. So it's more of a sharing basis thing that is going on there, and also it's also a developing social media network. So that's why we thought of maybe attaching ourselves with them, with New Earth Music especially, in terms of having these tools and having somebody who can actually customize these tools for us. And what our Sandhu is doing with us, with My City Connected from New Earth Music Portal, is an amazing task actually. So we are actually developing it together. We are actually bringing in ideas. We are developing the page together, how we want to do things, and soon all our New Earth divisions will have their relevant groups. So therefore, you might be able to collaborate more than how other social medias are interacting at the moment in terms of sharing. And also, New Earth Music has a lot of subdivisions. We don't want to go through these divisions because see, example for me, I'm in several divisions. Like Gina is also involved in New Earth Music, New Earth Theatre, and also a lot of other aspects of theatre. So there's few people actually who's doing a lot in all these sections. So there are a lot of divisions, there are a lot of talent. So when the person comes in saying, I have music, I have a show, I have this, or anything, we are able to help these individuals out regardless of anything. So we just need to connect. So we are just making this the pinpoint place for people to come and collaborate. Because soon we are going to introduce some other collaborations, just like My City Connected, there are other partners, some for innovative instruments. I do have to mention at this moment, we support a lot of innovative instruments, and we have a big package ready to serve the audience with in the soon coming months, especially starting Jim Bartz, who's also on the compilation as compilation artist, as an amazing producer, who's been in touch with New Earth Music from the very beginning itself, and offered his String Station project as to basically to work together with to raise funds and make those projects a reality. So String Station, if I give a little introduction about this instrument, it's a 40-string instrument. That's a different perspective to music itself. So stringstation.com, you can go and check it out. At the same time, there's another partner for New Earth Music in the background getting ready, which is a collaboration software, online software called Home Studios, which we are going to start collaborating with a lot of projects. This is a platform where people get to collaborate, record music, and you have all the tools you need on this platform to record, connecting via video, connecting via audio, and edit, save, so all these aspects. So in production aspects. And also we have few other instruments also lined up, innovative instruments to be supported. So basically we are going to support these instrument creators, innovators, to bring about it. Some instruments need basically research funding and a lot of other aspects to support them. So we are basically want to see these dreams come true and make these dreams come true with our help and do whatever we can to make it happen. So that is another important aspect of this collaboration platform where you get. So it's going to open up avenues to meet a fellow brother, New Earth musician, New Earth Nation member, and also not only that, also develop with the communities as well in the future, as well as, for New Earth Nation, they're developing their community sites now, and soon it's going to be out. So with all that, so all this is going to be a link. So everybody in the world is going to be linked soon. There won't be the middleman. The middleman will have to start innovating and being part of the New Age, the New Earth's initiative. So yeah, so that's where I'm going to start.
Beautiful, and that's what makes the difference, the link, to be connected, to recover that power that we have when we are all together, instead to feel like we are all separated and trying to fit in an industry that, so very powerful. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, so Gina, I have a question for you.
Yes, 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 yes. Come on.
So what drew you into New Earth Nation? How was this that what
Oh, this is
happened?
such an interesting story. Um, I don't remember how I found them or if they found me. I don't know where I saw it, but I went on the website and this was just early on. This was like back in March before things were really moving. And
Huh.
I was just like, this is really cool. And they were looking for donations. Well, I didn't have a lot of
Oh.
cash to donate, so I sent them one of my songs. And I says, go ahead and put this up, and any money you can make off of it, it's yours. And I never heard from him. So I thought, okay, fine. And then all of a sudden, G, how do Gihan or Gi, how do you pronounce his name, Misha?
Yeah. Yeah.
Gian. Okay, I don't want to mispronounce it.
Uh-huh.
Gian got a hold of me, and he says, and it said basically, your song has been accepted for our first compilation release. I'm going, oh,
Nice.
cool. Well, and then things we got like this deal of what the money percentages broke down to being and this kind of stuff. And I'm going, wow, okay, I like this. And so that kind of drew me. I wanted to find out more about New Earth Nation. I started listening to all the videos that Sasha and Greg had done, and Rebecca and Andrew on the sovereignty stuff.
Yeah.
And I was just like going, these people are the real deal. Because I've seen a lot of stuff come and go, and I'm sure you have as well. And I just going, wow. And so I was getting ready to launch my show again. I thought, well, maybe I could put some information out and do some promotion for them. And so I mentioned this to Jihan. He says, we could use some volunteers on the marketing team. And I'm going, oh, cool. All right. So I says, all right, I'd volunteer on it. And
Nice.
I think I wasn't in there, like I said, maybe a couple of weeks, and JJ happened to find my show. And I get this email from him that says, you've been holding out on us. I'm going, what'd I do? And so he said, well, let's help you get this going. So he and I had a conversation, and I've been with him ever since. I think that was in August.
Huh.
Yeah.
And it's just an amazing group of people. I mean, it's not just the music and the vision is fantastic. All the way up to the top. I mean, Sasha Stone just, he's a very brilliant man. I saw you. That's how I found you. Is I saw you interview Sasha, and so I can't say enough about the people that I'm working with in the teams with New Earth Music. And like I say, New Earth Theater, we're kind of sharing people right now. There's a few people involved with what I'm doing, but just everything is just, it's kind of like something I've looked for my whole life.
Yes, I
And
think many of us.
because I say I'm like you. I've been in all angles of the music business. In the United States particularly, it's just the way it is. And I've been so frustrated over the years because have gone to producer after producer that you've heard me sing, and people would say, you've got a great voice, but what are you talking about? They didn't understand my lyrics. And I wasn't willing to sacrifice. I mean, everybody said, well, in fact, I had a band called Alchemy 7 we were together 12 years, I think. And, they were pretty good as far as not, getting on me too much because it was, they knew I was who I was, but it's like, can't you write something a little more commercial? I'm not going to do it. That's not why I'm doing it. So, and like I said, it got to the point, and finally with Alchemy 7, the world started changing, and we had quite a bit of airplay in Europe and
Nice.
in the United States, in certain, as the spiritual community started growing in the United States, we did really well with a CD called The Magic that we did. And so then when that kind of ran its course, I thought I had been living in a healing school because my other background is I'm an herbal nutritionalist, and I've got a huge background in education in food. And so I worked with this woman that had healed herself from all these autoimmune diseases. And she had a school. It was like 3 days. You go in, and it was amazing. And this was in the early 90s, and she was doing, Greg Braden's work, things like that, before anybody knew who he was. And what she did is she used music. She used a man by the name of Brian DeFlores, if you've never seen his artwork, it's amazing. It's all sacred geometry. She
Wow.
put these up on the screen, and you'd have music with this, and you'd meditate with it. And then she had me write some music for her, and I sang live in a lot of the classes. And
Wow.
when she did the group, she didn't want to do it anymore, and I was like devastated. But I thought, there's something in this. So I decided to take everything I knew about healing and consciousness, my music background and my theater background, and that's how I created my Cabaret of Consciousness. It brought all this together out of my frustration with everything else in the world. I thought, all right, I'm going to do it this way then.
Good. Awesome. And Misha, the music in New Earth music is all in 440 hertz, or do you have different hertz? The tuning, I mean.
Yeah. Well, not all tracks are on 432 hertz or healing frequencies, but I know some are. But saying something about healing frequencies and all that, it's my personal assumption as a healing music producer. And I say this all in interviews, and even when some questions arise when I did my first album, a lot of people were asking me about 432 hertz, 528 hertz, and all these frequencies. Well, if you use all these only positive frequencies, uh, I'm afraid you might not get nothing much out of it. You just only use positive. The reason that you know something is good is because there's contrast, that's bad. So I think my experience, how I'm successful with what I'm doing right now, and a lot of people who's learning from me at this point, to create healing music and to create healing vibrations more than, I can't call it music anymore. Sometimes it's not people what you hear. If you take healing frequencies, most of these frequencies that has an effect on the physical aspect, would not you would not even hear it. You would not even hear into our ear span. So what I use is a technique called layering. So you layer this with a lot of earthly frequencies, and sometimes even 440, even more negative frequencies than 440 is used to build contrast, bring your energy up, and bring you into those OB trips and OB out of body experiences. So yeah, so it's always using it with them. So that's why even in the compilation, when a lot of people, there were debate, can you make it only 432? Yeah, 432 is only what we know up to now. A lot of people, a lot of the majority knows, but there are so many healing tunings that you can go into, and you can do music. And if you just put one foot down, 432 hertz is something, yeah, in the recent past, obviously, and also many. So there are many frequencies like I said. So we basically went through with this because if we were going to find musicians who are only going to create in 432 hertz, we felt like that would not be justice for a movement to leave behind a generation who had been doing music. Because like I told you in the beginning of this interview, even if somebody has a good thought and creates music in that thought. So you're basically tuning into a higher vibration and you are creating what you create in that vibration. Whether you like it or not, that vibration is impacting that composition or that creativity. So that also counts for a lot. So for me and for many other musicians who are creating this, we basically like to come into our own space before we do it. We have our own crystals, we have our own rituals that we go through, we have our own ways of enhancing our senses before we start these processes. Or maybe for some it might be just having a smoke, like me. So yeah, so what I'm trying to say is this compilation consists of the vibration mainly. Uh, it might not be completely in healing frequencies. Yes, there are some on this album that is made from healing frequencies, except for that is coming from Aquatic and some other projects as well. But we wanted to leave it like that to get all the other people who's creating music together on this. And to educate people about healing frequencies, there will be a lot of albums coming out of now. So soon after the compilation releases, done, there are individual releases, file after file of individual releases, so that who has artists in the here use this album. And also we have to mention we're a copyleft movement. We do not follow copyrights. We do not have per se false agreements or anything like that. Merely, this is a brotherhood, a system of trust. There are people who are highly actually in highly spiritually advanced in this state, how we share our music with Gina. And you heard Gina said that she shares her music and send our music for free. She said, yeah, use it for free. Use it for anything you want. That's what she said. But there are a lot of other music who's doing like that. And for us also, we give our music to anybody who wants it. And we never keep it uptight or saying we need this. These are just false pretenses to keep people creating more and more. The more you create, the more you put out, the more you're able to create more. And I know that I have an abundance of these compositions that are lying now. Even does collaboration with me or doesn't. So it's all about collaboration. It's all about bringing things together. So that's why this compilation is not just only on healing frequencies, but on all aspects, but it's under one theme, one earth, one vibration for a new earth.
Thank you for sharing. And Gina, well, actually, both of you, I was wondering, are you actually already in New Earth Nation, meaning out of the system and just living in New Earth Nation terrain, or are you still living on your own and just contributing in the music and theater right now?
Okay, if I just answer that question, shall I go first, Gina? If you don't mind.
I am still living in the United States, and part of my time, the way we're setting up, a lot of the things we're doing is part is volunteer, part of it, you get paid for your creations, like a show or part of a song, stuff like that. So there is something there, but we're all mostly volunteering our time, we're to get this whole thing set up. Well, everybody's been working a lot of hours and really dedicating themselves to getting this stuff out there at the moment. So that's where I'm at, and say New Earth Theater is just kind of like I say a new baby here as far as we're going to have to get funding to get that thing off the ground. And like he's talking about funding for certain things that they're New Earth Music's doing. So I mean that's kind of the arts in general. It seems like with that, but no, I'm still. I would like to connect with one of the communities, and at some point move into one. And in the meantime, maybe just have some, theater presence there, and be able to teach people and share and collaborate and have healing type productions as well, just to get the communities involved and things like that. So it's all kind of dreaming about it right now.
Nice. And are you in which area of the U.S.?
What's that?
In which area of U.S.?
Well, I kind of bounce back and forth between the Minneapolis area and the Pacific Northwest.
Oh, okay.
Seattle. I grew up in Seattle, so and my husband's from out here, so it's like I like the West Coast.
Yes, I do too. I'm from Spain, but I'm living in Los Angeles, and as you know, because of my interview with Sasha, we are forming an intentional community in Los Angeles.
That's right too.
Yes, so we are. We had a meeting this weekend, our 4th meeting with my intentional community, and
really?
we are exploring all that Sasha is sharing, in seeing if everybody in the community would like to join New Earth Nation. So we are still, in this process.
Oh, how exciting!
Okay, so
where in LA are you looking at to do it?
Actually, my ideal would be like an hour from Hollywood, because I was living in Hollywood for 3 years, and I feel that it really needs something close to that area, so that people that doesn't have access can go visit, even if it is on the weekends, and can live in a different way. So the idea is that, I have friends that have intentional communities in Oregon, in beautiful places, but, that's great, but I feel that everybody lives in a nice way connected with nature in that area, whereas in Los Angeles, I feel that we are so disconnected, even though we have so much beautiful nature here.
Right. So I lived down there for a while, so I played down there a lot, and I think it's a good idea, because we do need to have places that are close to major civilization, because to educate people, and this is one of my ideas with more theater stuff, is helping bring even tourism into the communities if they so choose. To be able show other people what the possibilities are, what we're doing, what
Exactly.
music
Yeah.
is doing, and what everybody's doing together, and give people a choice. So I think you're
Yes,
right on
yes,
target with that.
exactly. You sound like me.
Yeah,
I always say
I'm
that.
Italian, so you see, it's a Latin thing.
Oh, I see now. Yeah, because I have been hypnotized before also without knowing what is possible. So I feel that I don't want to blame anyone that lives in
No,
Hollywood. I just want to offer an option. So I will live there 100%, 24/7. But if somebody is ready only for going one weekend and check it out, how it's to live in connection with people, with nature, they're welcome, and then
right.
maybe they can progress into fully living there. But I feel I need, it's part of being a teacher too, I guess. But I totally agree. So
You just kind of sparkle when you talk about it. Well, I have to come visit you.
yes.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Okay, well, and Misha, how about you? Are you living on your own way, or you're part of the New Earth Nation, living 100% there?
Well, actually, I'm in the process. Before even I joined in with New Earth Nation, there was with the land that we have for New Earth Nation, actually with the landowner, we had the intention of creating a community. But at that point, we never knew which kind of community or the basis for it. But we knew we had to get out of this. That's all. So I was in advertising. I was in world advertising. I was recruited in a very high agency for advertising, O&M advertising. So the Sri Lankan branch. So I worked with a lot of creative people and actually got down a lot of international awards. And I was one of the
Oh,
highest paid producers in the country. So I lived a very different lifestyle. I was actually on the other side, basically. I was
wow.
actually promoting all the polluted products. I was actually promoting a lot of other brands that
Mm.
is out there actually. So I was a brand ambassador for them, and I produced their commercials, and I made people buy them. So I
Wow.
kind of like
Wow.
after a few years of research, after coming into enlightenment about what's
Mm.
going on, I decided to leave my job after I got married with my beautiful
I applaud
wife,
you.
Anna.
So
In
good.
2012, that's why I still have this taxi in my hand. Yeah, in 2012, I left that life in order to start something of our own. Left the system. So before any of this, I was a musician. I was a musician who initiated rock music in Sri Lanka, in Sinhalese rock music. So I built up a whole industry with a few other bands here. So we have a huge history. And now, so with that background, I got back into music, and I was a victim of vibration very much. That's how I know how to create healing frequencies because uh, I got into going into heavy metal music, doing 440 hertz music, and it's not negativity we promoted. We shouted out what was in our hearts, coming in from a war country. Our country was for There was a war going on in our country, a terrorist war
Mm.
that we were born into it, and I lost a lot of friends and a lot of close people to me for that war. So outcome of that pain was this heavy metal band, Whirlwind. That's when my name is Misha Whirlwind. So afterwards, knowing the negativity aspects of these vibrations, I completely turned myself around in 2012 when I started doing research and creating this concept. So in August, I started this project, multimedia project called Spirited Sounds, as a sound research center, as a multimedia project to bring healing frequencies to people practically. So I started creating psytrance music and festival music with healing frequencies. So to take it to the place where it actually matters to the youth and actually matters when they're actually on these substances, when they're actually resonating in a higher frequency, to bring them to a higher frequency. So far it's been very successful, and through that project and while I was researching on sound and free energy devices, I found Sasha on one of the free energy movement conferences, and that's how I built up link with him because I used his voice an introduction for this speech, and I created this high healing frequency vibrational track that we played with the guitar, and which initiated all this process. So now I've found a way to bring what I was working so hard for the last 2 years with this project. So we've attached our complete lives to this now, completely. And now we are actually in the process of moving completely out of the system. Now we have our
Wow.
land, the New Earth Music Based land, which is 16 acres, which has been donated by one of my best friends. He's also a New Earth Music member, New Earth member. Uh, and John, our assistant director from New Earth Music, is also down from US uh, right now in the land, working together with the landowner to clear things out and do the initial things, do what we have to do to start moving there. So me and Anna and my team are going to move there this coming December and late early January next year. So we're going
In
to start
December? This December?
in end of December or early January next year, definitely. So
Nice.
it's close by to our place where we are from the city. So we are hoping to have some initially mud houses,
Wow.
mud dome. So because we have an abundance of material there in terms of clay, because in our Sri Lankan history, this dates back even 50,000 years back. We had mud houses, which is built upon these rules and the same architectural designs that are right now coming out in certain aspects. So yeah, we had started work on it. We are in the process of moving to a newer Earth,
Wow.
in our capacity, with the assistance of all our members, all our New York Nation brothers and sisters together. So I think what Sasha and Greg and everybody else is visionizing is now we are materializing it, manifesting it all together. And these are members from all around the world, guys. I tell you, this is an amazing team, especially New York music team. It's so amazing. All these people who have never met before, who have no relationship whatsoever, is coming together for the first time in history,
Wow.
something great, and these are the results.
Oh, I love that. Yes, because we have all the same intentions, so it doesn't matter that we didn't meet ever. It's just
Yeah,
meeting with the right people, and that's what I love is the link that you were talking about before.
yeah. It's all
Beautiful.
about the mutual vision that everybody shares and how you are able to adapt your lifestyle, your uh, passion to it, like how Gina has done, like how I have done, like how everybody, all the other members are doing right now. You're actually finding your own place in New Earth Nation, New Earth Music. You call it whatever. This is all New Earth. This is all New Earth. All these little separations we see actually disappear when we come together in these calls. We work together for one cause. We are doing this to promote everything you guys are doing right now with communities, all the communities. We are representative of all the other communities who are starting to take a step out of the system. We represent all of them, and this project, New Earth, is for everybody. So this is the people's project. This is it. There's nothing bigger than this.
And I really appreciate what you shared about your past, because I feel that also gives you a perspective and a depth of understanding how the system works and being able to completely transform it into something new that really is conducive to the healing of the planet. So that's really, really powerful. Thank you for sharing that.
Yes, thank you for sharing that.
Thank you for allowing that to be shared.
Well, so I would like to hear from Gina. Any closing message that you have for our audience, our listeners, anything
Well,
that
it's
you
the same thing I tell everybody that I meet and talk to that resonates to this is that go check it out. I mean, go to New Earth Nation, go to New Earth Music, go to New Earth Theater, go to the legal department, to the
Yes,
sovereignty, what is it, Adventures in Sovereignty that Rebecca and Andrew do.
yes,
Uh, you will be amazed because I had somebody, I think it was Ross, maybe he's one of on the music team. I can't remember who I was talking to. And how, you tell people about this and they kind of go, yeah, right. And you got to go, no, you got to go check it out and see this really is real. These people, people that are involved in this are serious. They're making strides. They're changing things, from the music to the legal teams. They've got, the last time I heard, they've got like over 100 and something volunteers, judges and lawyers on the
wow.
legal teams. They're just literally going in to help rewrite the legal systems.
Oh my
So to bring it
goodness.
back to natural law. And I mean, like I said, I've watched a lot of these videos before I got involved in this, and I'm just very, I'm very hopeful that this is something that's going to really be able to help this world, all of
Yeah.
it. I mean, from the music to whatever everybody's contributing, because it is a collaboration with everybody. You know, you opening up starting a community. It's going to take all of us to be able to
Right.
stand up and say, you know, we are the people, we are the world, and we don't need, we need to do this different. You know, without making
Beautiful.
judgments, but because it's for all of us. Everybody just needs to come together. And it's about, being that vibration, coming all together and just making it better for everybody.
Hmm.
So
Yes,
that's what I would say
absolutely.
to everybody right now. Check it
Ah,
all out.
yes,
Get
yes,
involved.
because there are things for everything for music and entertainment as you guys are doing, but there is also
There's a
free
healing
energy
academy. There's a
and
spiritual academy.
cancer, law, how we can really create a world from the beginning in a
Yeah,
good
whatever your
way.
passion is. You know,
Yes.
whatever you, there's, I mean, I've looked at enough of it that there's, whatever your passion is, you can go in there and start working with it, whether the academies, create your own, whatever, as long as it fits within I guess the principles. And I don't know
Right.
why anybody'd get involved with it if they didn't agree with the principles. It wouldn't make any sense. So I guess it's kind of almost a moot point. But and there's a lot of help needed. There's job boards posted on New Earth Nation's Facebook site, and they just put out a whole new website just for job boards because
Mm.
it's growing so fast that need people power.
Right. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you for having us on.
Oh,
Yes.
my pleasure.
Thank you for having us.
Misha, any last sharing? And I know that you were in Humanitas as well?
Yeah, I joined in as a humanitarian. I have a humanitarian account. I've been involved with a lot of humanitarian other employees together with New Earth Project, but I've been mainly focusing on New Earth music ever since I got involved. I was the only, when Sasha spoke to me about New Earth music, it was just uh, that's just only me. When I said, okay, how does this go? It's like there's nothing, like you have to do it. You have to just conceptualize it and see how it goes. Okay, so then I started, and still I haven't finished with that. So I am now completely from New Earth music. I could safely say I'm landed in New Earth music, but my focus lies on in the future to move into all these communities and help them build up a New Earth music and to connect this. So I think that's where my passion lies with music and also establishing this sound research to heal this planet. That's where my fullest passion is more than coordinating a movement, because here there's no heads or hierarchies or hierarchies. Everybody is equal. I'm just given a designation called director, but that doesn't mean anything. Here we do everything together, and that is just to for the outer older terms to for people to recognize, as we are professionals in what we do. We all are, so we know what we are doing. We are not people who just started off yesterday doing. So if the older people just comes forward and ask, what do you have the qualifications for doing it? Simply by having a mutual vision is the only qualification you need. Everything else is you will have to learn how it goes, because there's no set way ready here to say for you this is the process for you to start work. You will have to start your own work here. You have the teams, you have everything that is given in front of you, and those are the people, and people can make things happen. So yeah, last, I would like to mention one more thing about the release show.
Yes.
Carl is Magical are the great two souls who's hosting this show, and the producers of the show Beyond Borders, which is going to commence every 2 weeks on from Block Talk Radio, and hopefully moving to YouTube videos, Google Hangouts, and a lot more other avenues. There's going to be a variety of guests on the show. Sasha Stone, and from our faculty, Sasha Nielsen from our Visionary New Wave Music Visionary faculty, and IT director Alessandro, and a few artists. Just to summarize, Earth Guardians will be there, and Daredova will be there as compilation artists. And we are bringing the youth in front. We are bringing the novice in front, and this launch will go on for a few shows. Actually, this is just one show. and we'll be doing collaboration releases with all the other people who wants to collaborate with us in terms of releasing music or anything from this point onwards. So yeah, so let's create a new word. This is the time. The
Yes.
time is now.
Yes, it is.
Thank you so much to the two of you. Thank you so much to everyone in New Earth Nation. It really touches my heart, so I really appreciate what you are doing because I feel that we really need it. So thank you so much, and thank you everyone for watching. We're going to
Thank
close
you.
the interview now, and my love to you.
Back
Bye
to
bye,
you.
everybody.